Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew McBrayer, and I am now a full-time freelance photographer and videographer. I thought that I would kind of just give my story briefly about how I got here, and then kind of explain what I hope to do with this. So, born in Chicago, Illinois, then moved to Jackson, Mississippi, then moved to Dallas, Texas, and grew up in Dallas, Texas. And my junior year of high school, I decided to go to a high school in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And at that high school, I was in love with Baylor football. My entire life, I'd been a fan of Baylor sports. And so I felt like I needed to contribute in some way. And so I stole footage from their highlight videos on YouTube and put them together as a hype video with copyrighted music. And I remember my first video got 7,000 views or something, and I was so encouraged that people wanted to make them that I wanted to keep making videos. And so I went to Baylor 2 years later and immediately started working with the athletic department and had a ball doing that stuff, but knew that I kind of wanted a little bit more freedom. So I started working with a different company. And then I started working with a ministry at Baylor called Vertical, which I'm wearing the shirt for. My senior year of college, I started working with Magnolia as their video producer for mostly social content. And then last month decided that I wanted to see kind of where this all takes me. And so I left to be full-time freelance, and here we are. So that's kind of my story pretty quickly. I still kind of want to figure out where my space is, because I'm like pretty much 50-50 photography, videography as far as where my loves lie. But I think I'm doing more video things, and so I want to pursue it further just because I feel like I have so many stories to tell. I don't necessarily know what the future of this channel looks like, but I just have so many ideas that I have in my brain that I want to execute and make happen. And so I'm located in Waco, Texas. And with that, there's not a huge market for creatives, but my goal is to kind of just not get fancy. I mean, I feel like the urge is to move to LA or Florida and just do something that's absolutely beautiful. And I might one day, I don't know, but right now I'm in Waco, Texas. And so I'm gonna make the best of it. This is kind of a weird video to make just because I know where I am currently and I kind of know where I want to be. And so I'm like, if I keep doing the things that I'm doing right now, eventually I'll get there. But I know that what that takes is just making things and creating things. And so kind of the point of me making this is just flexing my creative muscles per se. This is my setup. I'm literally in a garage in Texas and it's 100 degrees. And so it's really hot in here. And so I had to turn the fans off, which makes it steamy and humid, and you can probably hear the fridge. But ideally, I would love to move into just a space to be able to put things where I want to and have natural light coming through, and just to be able to work and create out of. And so that's the goal. It's kind of weird. I feel like this is like a time capsule where I'm like writing down what I want to happen, and then in 10 years I'll look back and be like, that's so cool that I dreamt and then was able to do it. And so hopefully it works out. When I was at Magnolia, we did a lot of kind of innovation, honestly, because they didn't have a team really at all for video. And so my manager and myself, we kind of got together and dreamt up of what we wanted that brand to kind of become. And so over the course of the 7 or 8 months that I was there, we created a lot of content, a lot of which hasn't come out yet, and so I'm not going to show it yet. But we did create some things that have come out, and here's kind of a sneak peek of what that looks like. About what I kind of want to become. People always ask, like, who do you want to be in 5 years? And I'm like, I literally have no idea. I've never wanted to be an astronaut, never wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, like all the crazy stuff. I've been bad at dreaming, but I've been good at, I think, like being present and doing what I love. And so in trying to figure out who I want to become and what I want to do, I was literally in the shower this morning and I was like, what is that song from High School Musical? It's like, stick to the status quo. No, no, no. I'm about to get heat for that. But I kind of love the idea of just not doing what everybody else does. And I know that's somewhat cliche. It's somewhat cliche to not do what everybody else does, at least say. But I actually kind of don't want to do what everybody else does. And so I'm not sure what that is going to look like yet, but that's okay. And I think if I dream too far ahead, then I'll kind of lose my feet right now. And I don't want to do that because I know that in 10 years or so, I'll look back and wish that I had enjoyed where I'm at right now. I literally just graduated college last month. And I'm kind of just living as a single guy in Waco. And so I hope to make the most of that opportunity and do stuff that matters and travel and adventure and explore and make memories and do stuff that I love. And so I'm kind of living the dream right now, I think. And I'm excited to see where this takes me. And so I feel like I'm kind of in a weird place because I have content of things that I've loved that I've made. But also I feel like I don't have a ton of like personal things to be able to show. And so I plan on traveling a bunch as soon as I can. I'm about to go to Colorado, might go to Hawaii, going to Seattle. So I kind of just want to go and make stuff for brands of videos that I kind of want to create. I reached out to a fly fishing company to try to go to Colorado and make fly fishing videos, but they haven't got back to me. So we'll see how that goes. But the goal is just to create and make a bunch of stuff and be able to post stuff on here, and I'm just hoping that it kind of works out. I don't really know what it looks like yet, but I love what I'm doing, and so success doesn't really look like fame or popularity or a certain amount of money. Honestly, I've been told that success looks like faithfulness, and I feel like that's a good gauge of standard. And I think a lot of people would kind of give me flack for that, of being like, well, you can't measure that. And I don't know. I think at the end of the day, if you go to sleep and you're like, I'm doing what I love and I feel like I'm doing it with a purpose, then you sleep easier at night and you wake up with more joy, I guess, because you're going and doing something that matters every day. And so I'm not necessarily trying to hit a certain money goal or trying to, be an influencer on social media. That's not my goal at all. But I just hope to make things that matter and kind of just show what that is to everybody. And so I don't know who everybody is. If you're watching this, I appreciate you watching. I don't know. I've never spoken to a camera before, and so this is new to me. I literally just bought a ton of equipment to kind of just begin this journey. And so I'm excited for what's next. And yeah, here we go. Whoosh. I have another idea for a video that I feel like it would be like writing an entire sermon for. So we'll see what happens with that, because I don't really want to do a talking head. I feel like that would be obnoxious and boring. I actually feel like this is somewhat boring too, but I feel like enough people, I watch stuff like this, and so I don't know. I don't know why you would watch it, but I understand because I watch stuff like this, and so I feel like this is somewhat of like a video interview, like trying to get people to hire me. But anyways, it's like, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. What do you like? I like music. I can play the guitar. I'm a scratch golfer. Love golf. Love all sports. Love Dallas sports. Never had a brain freeze. I swam in the Amazon once and almost got bit by a pink dolphin. I'm related to King George IV. I'm just kidding, that's a lie. That's all I got. There we go.